Yeah, I'm flexing on purpose. Ain't taking no handouts. Ain't taking no words. My team make it boss moves. Going popped on the curb. They see us, we flossing. You know that we jip when we pull off the skirt. Yeah, cool, top, throw it off. Diamonds, floss, show it off. Bad women all up in the loft. Cookie gas, perk, I'm about to set it off. Yeah, top, throw it off. Diamonds, floss, show it off. Bad women all up in the loft. Cookie gas, perk, I'm about to set it off.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Black Room, and I'm in here with Bree Tyler. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, we have no sponsors. This is coming out of our pocket. We have nobody supporting us, so please hit the Patreon account on Podbean to show your support and your love, or just hit me up, man. Send some to my PayPal account. You know, something nice. Hit me up on at Codeine Kong on Instagram, or CobraJoe@gmail. So we can get that situated, because these podcasts are not easy to do. We're giving y'all video. You can check out the video at youtube.com/thisisrisetv, THISISRISETV. And yeah, show your love. All right, now that we got that shit out the way, I want to talk about this really fucked up law that gets no type of recognition. It gets no type of shine, no publicity. And truth be told, people are being robbed red-handed, and it's ridiculous. One time coming through Arizona, I keep burping, I'm sorry, y'all. One time coming through Arizona, I took a bunch of money for a music video, and I had a lot of cash on hand, and the DEA took me in an office. They took all my money. They told me I had to go prove that it was my money. And they told me that they're going to keep it until whenever. So I had to hire a lawyer, which cost $5,000, to go and get $28,000 back. And I just got robbed, and I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't drug money. It wasn't related to anything illegal at all. So I just think somebody needs to talk about this law, because it's bullshit. How is that legal, to be able to take someone's money just because you feel like I'm not supposed to have this money? How is that legal? Like, who made up this shit? But we talk about this country like it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, fucking right. People are being controlled. People are told to, hey, you better stay in this box and don't move. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. Right. That is horse shit, man. Now, for all of the people out there that's going to say, well, you should have found a different way to move the money, or you should have kept it in an account. No, nobody has time for all of that shit when you're just running and gunning, you shooting and just keeping, you're just moving around. Right. Nobody has time for that bullshit. I didn't have time to waste going to get the Lamborghini that I needed for the video. What if somebody, what if somebody just came and told you, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that? Me personally, I feel like I was protecting my investment. So if you're protecting your investment by, the money you invest on the plane, time, hotel, whatever you're spending money on, reserving a Lamborghini, whatever you're spending money on, what if I just didn't have the cash on hand or whatever because I couldn't get it out the bank or whatever for whatever reason? Sometimes they like to control when you can move what and do what.
And you can only take out a certain amount each day. There are daily
right.
limits and all kinds of stuff.
Right. And that's where I'm at with it. So what the fuck gives the DEA the right to come take my fucking money? That is crazy. That's like coming into your house and saying, oh, well, yeah, this TV, this mine, B. I don't think you should have it. Like, yeah, this too big. I'm just going to come take this from you. Sorry.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. What? Like, you don't know if that was money borrowed from somebody. You don't know if that was money saved over time. You don't know if I just sold my car, my house. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
You just took my fucking money.
Exactly.
And it takes months to get your shit back. And money that you lost on a lawyer. How is this shit legal? And you can't sue them. Because it's an actual law. It's legal for them to do this shit to people. How in the fuck is that okay? What type of bullshit laws are being written out here? And people try to act like they're completely oblivious to certain things because they don't move a certain way or they don't live a certain place. They don't do certain things. So what? That doesn't make what you're doing wrong. Like,
right.
Laws don't determine right and wrong. Laws are just laws. They benefit a certain group of people. For instance, there are people that are locked away forever for weed. Selling weed. Selling fucking plants, man. But there's people who have figured out a way to make billions off of it. And it's perfectly legal, but you're not letting the people out that sold it.
Right.
It's the dumbest shit ever to me, man.
They got storefronts and all.
Right. That's the dumbest shit ever to me. And then they try to reserve the right to make it illegal federally. So at any given time, they can come in and override the state laws and just take your shit and do what the fuck they want to do.
Right.
I have a serious problem with law enforcement in this country. It's bullshit, man. It's meant to control and farm people. That's it. Mm-hmm. We don't really export anything. Only thing we have is a huge military that's super expensive where we go and bully the fucking world.
Right.
While they bully us and there's nothing we can do about it. Then they wonder why people go and kill cops and all that shit. Because you coming into my life fucking with my life. You don't know how long it took me to get that money. You don't know that. That could be everything I've ever wanted, everything I've ever worked for. You don't know that.
Right.
That's insane, man. What's that statute called or that law? I need to find out what the real name of it is. And something needs to be done about that. That shit happened in Arizona. And there's nothing I can do about it. There was nothing I can do to get the money back from the lawyer. There was nothing I could do to, like, why do I have to prove that my money is mine? Like, I could have just left from Las Vegas and won all that money. You don't fucking know what I've been doing. You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to touch on that because there's a bunch of different laws that people just go along to get along with and never really challenge authority with. And it's complete bullshit. It's 100% wrong. Like, what's your argument that I could have had drugs or something like that? What fuck makes you think that?
Right. Even if that was the case, they weren't on you then.
Right.
You just had your money.
Maybe if I had a suit on or some shit like that, then you would have believed it was my money. Maybe. I just don't get it.
Maybe.
I don't understand it, man.
It looks like they call it civil forfeiture or civil asset forfeiture.
Sounds like robbery to me.
I just forfeit my money because you feel like it pretty much.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
You shouldn't have this money. Why? Because you shouldn't have it. Because I can't have it and I'm sitting up here being a dick to everybody every single day. That's the problem that I have with law enforcement.
Says the country profits about $12 billion annually.
From that?
Uh-huh.
That is insane, man. That is fucking insane, man.
And you know it's not just sitting there. They taking the money home.
Right. You know they're stealing it. You know they're stealing it, man. I know a dude. Now, he was selling drugs, but still, the cops came, didn't do anything, just took all his shit, kept the money, kept the drugs, didn't do shit about it. Just took his shit. Dirty ass police, man. Dirty ass fucking police. And you know what gets me about police in my city? It's like none of them live in poor areas, but they claim they don't get paid enough. Where are you getting all this extra money from, bro?
They taking it.
Right.
Gotta be.
Like, where you getting all this extra money from, man? The fuck out of here. That's why, man, over time, coming from where I come from, you just hate cops because you don't ever see them doing anything to help. They do nothing positive. All they do is just take, and destroy. Now, coming from that type of environment or that type of world where, yeah, granted, you see people doing wrong. You see people breaking laws. You see people do all type of shit. But the amount of people that you see doing all this negative shit, I guarantee you see more of these people that are so-called trained, that are so-called the white knights and the guys that's supposed to be the good guys doing the equal amount of dirt.
Right.
How is that okay? Fuck out of here, man.
Because they don't make the laws for themselves.
Fuck out of here. And if you're a piece of shit that's upholding bullshit laws that you don't believe in for the sake of saying, oh, it's just a job. Fuck out of here, man. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm ruining people's lives every day.
Right.
I can understand if you're trying to catch murderers, you're trying to protect people, you're actually, coming to save people from car crashes, all type of shit. Like, do your fucking job, man.
Right.
Like, why are you over here being a fucking asshole because you're bored?
I said that earlier today. When I was on my way here, there was a cop riding behind me. You could tell he wasn't paying attention to nothing, but this car comes. I was going almost 80 on the interstate, but this car come up, jump over in front of me. I had to slam on my brakes. If I would have slammed any harder, the cop could have rear-ended me.
Right.
And he just kept driving like nothing happened. Like, people actually sitting here doing stuff wrong and you don't see it, but then you'll go pick with the next person because they look suspect to you.
Right.
So stupid.
Man, and you know what? I had that, you know what? I'm just going to dive into that situation. I watched this video where it was talking about Boston being the most racist city in America. And I won't say it's the most racist, but it's one of them. And I lived up there for a year. And I kid you not, man, I went through so much shit just being up there, man. Getting pulled over all the time for bullshit. Having so much trouble finding a job. It took forever just to find anything. And I was on it every day. Like, being the only person, having a pit bull in the neighborhood where there were other pit bulls, but being the only person called, the police were called on because of my pit bull being in the neighborhood. My dog didn't bark. My dog didn't bother anybody. Kids ran in the yard with my dog. He wouldn't do shit. He just lay there. Like, he was an older dog and he was just really, very docile. And like, the police were called on me for shit. I remember one day I was coming out of, I was working on a movie and I came out of my apartment. Well, the building. It was like a house, but somebody stayed upstairs or whatever. We had the downstairs. So, I came out and, I got in the car, forgot something, ran back in the house, and I ran back out to the car, and there was a cop coming down the street. I pull out, drive away. get down the street. He had me off. Like, he didn't pull me over like normal. He headed me off like his car swerved in front of me. Got out the car, was like, "Do you live there?" I'm like, "What? Do you live in that house?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." "Can you prove it?" "What?" There's been break-ins in the area. And I'm like, so there's people outside playing with their kids. There's an old lady down the street with her dog. There's a young white dude that lived a couple houses down sitting on the porch. And you come to me saying, and this is broad day, you come to me saying that that there were break-ins in the area and you want to pull me over and question me.
In the middle of the day.
What kind of shit is that, man? And I just was like, dude, I live there. My landlord is George. I ain't gonna say his last name, but he was like, "Oh, I know that guy." I'm like, and he let me go. But I'm like, why, dude? Like, why do you think that way?
Automatically.
Man, I've had cops follow me around. I've had cops rough me up, all type of shit. Just make me lay on the curb, face down, cuffed, just because they feel like searching my car. Just all type of shit, man. And people want to act like my skin color has nothing to do with it. People want to act like, the way I dress or the way I carry myself has nothing to do with it. That doesn't mean that I'm a criminal. That doesn't mean that I'm committing crimes left and right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm a menace to society.
Right.
And that's bullshit, man.
And skin color has everything to do with it. I can't tell you how much illegal driving I do, and I never get pulled over.
Right.
Never. I can't tell you the last time I got pulled over.
That's
and
crazy.
Especially got pulled over and got a ticket. I accidentally pulled out in front of a cop a few weeks ago, and he pulled me over, but I didn't get a ticket. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you." I saw him, I just thought I could make it. But I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't see you." And he was like, "Well, just be more careful." Like, I never get pulled. I don't use signal lights half the time.
That's crazy.
I never wear my seatbelt, like, ever.
You're lighter skin, and on top of that, you're a female.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, like, I'm going to tell you a situation that happened recently also. I was shooting a video. We got permission from the landlord, the person that owned the building. We got permission from everybody. Everything was fine. Soon as we got done shooting, we got swarmed by cops. Like they were coming from everywhere, like 8 cars. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, well, we got a call that you guys broke into. I'm like, what? We didn't break into anything. You know what I'm saying? So he wouldn't take our word for it. We had to go back. We had to talk to the guy. We had to have the guy's woman come down and tell them that we had permission to do what we were doing. And I'm thinking, like, why? Like, if we were white, do you think they would have called the police on us? Mm-mm. Like, there's white people that do all type of shit, and it just happens on a daily basis, and people just look at them like they're ghosts. They're not even there. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's hella fucked up, man.
It is.
I can go on and on and on and on about police, and we'll be talking for hours and hours about police, but I'm gonna save that for another time. And just, man, I don't even want to talk about this shit because it pisses me off just to think that they can just take your fucking money. They can do whatever they want to fucking do to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to go find another person to go spend money with them just to be able to get back to where you were. Like, I know people that would probably kill for $5,000. And that had to be given to a lawyer. Like, I've been in situations where I was literally down to absolutely nothing and ate fucking baby food for days. That I've been there in my life. I've been at places in my life where I've slept out of my car. I've been at places in my life where I've slept on the floor just crying all night because I didn't have anything. So $5,000 could be life-changing to some people.
Right.
And I had to give that to a fucking lawyer just to get my own fucking money back because you feel like I look like I'm not supposed to have this.
Right.
But let people tell it, oh, slavery was a long time ago and racism doesn't exist. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Maybe in your little perfect world, but in the real world, it exists.
Right. That is the most, that's the craziest shit ever. To say that racism just doesn't exist. You know, this girl told me, she said, if people stopped talking about racism, racism wouldn't be here.
Okay.
I'm like, is that the way your life works?
Just ignore it and it'll go away.
Right.
Oh my God.
Like this is some type of movie or something.
Right.
Yo, that's crazy. Somebody just
stupid.
told me that. No lie, this white girl, she just told me that. She was just like, you know, I think it's racist to talk about racism. If the only reason why racism still exists is because people are always talking about it. I'm like,
we talk about it because it exists.
right. Right. It's the same thing with the Colin Kaepernick situation. They mad at him because he's mad that people are getting killed.
We're supposed to be mad at that.
Right. That's like if some man walking down the street just walk up and slap my 3-year-old son. And then I have a problem with it and whoop his ass. Oh, you should have just accepted the slap. Why did you have to do all of that?
Right. That's how they want us to react to stuff.
What the fuck? Is that not the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life? But they act like people are just nuts. Like, what? Like I said.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Those same people were praising Tim Tebow for kneeling because he was against abortion.
Right.
The exact same people. And he said he couldn't stand for a flag that allowed abortion. He couldn't respect the flag. Kaepernick ain't saying none of that.
Right. He didn't say shit about the flag.
At all.
And then, like, I saw this one comment, and this was a clapback of the century. I was like, right on, sister. There's this one lady, she was like, this guy, he was like, I wish black people would just stop making excuses and get over slavery. I wish they would have just let it go. That was a long time ago. Nobody here was ever slaves. I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, my grandmother picked cotton.
My great-grandmother did. Actually, my grandma and several of her sisters did too.
My grandmother picked cotton.
And they're all still alive.
And she did it for $2 a day, 12-hour shifts. And this is the woman that raised my mother. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
My uncle actually was put in a circus to wrestle a bear. This is real shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Treated like a fucking slave and shit like that. He actually did that type of shit. Mm-hmm. But, this girl, her clapback, she was like, when dude said, I wish, why don't black people get over slavery or whatever? Mm-hmm. She said the same reason why y'all won't get over 9/11 and the Holocaust. It's like, damn, clapback of the century.
Yeah, exactly why.
and a few stats about the Holocaust. The Holocaust lasted, I don't want to misquote, but it was less than a decade, I believe. Yeah, it was less than a decade. So, I mean, that's not saying much. I forgot the actual amount of time, so I don't want to butcher that. But according to the numbers, 6.5 million people were murdered during the Holocaust. And I looked up the stats for
about 11 years.
11 years? Yeah. Okay. That's about right, yeah. So I looked up the stats for slavery, and how many people died in slavery, it was about 11 million, and it lasted for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, people were completely stripped of their identity over that time period.
Right.
All of that time, all of that oppression, all of that being treated like an animal, being sold and treated like you wasn't shit. Like, for instance, okay, if you just if somebody just went off killing a bunch of Americans right now, no matter what color they are, and they did it for 11 years, there's going to be a plenty of people that know exactly where they come from that still survive from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you annihilate people for hundreds of years, there's nobody living that knows what it was like to be alive before that.
Right.
So it's 10 times worse. And the effects of it can't be measured.
Mm-mm.
So how is that okay? How do you just sweep that shit under the fucking rug?
Right.
What is wrong with people, man? And yet, and still, we don't hate white people. And still, we don't go out just saying, fuck all white people, let's kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that.
Mm-mm.
We just we just want
to be left alone.
Right. We just want our own. We just want to be equal. It would be insane for a person to say, just go back to Africa. We know nothing about Africa.
Never been there.
We never been there. We
don't know anybody that's ever been there.
Right.
I think I know one person that's been to Nigeria.
Right. There's no real history from Africa. So you just expect us to just leave everything that we built over all these years and just say, fuck it.
Just go back. Not even go back. Go over there.
Right.
Can't go back to somewhere you've never been.
Right. Nobody's telling you to go back to Ireland, Germany, and fucking England. Nobody's saying that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do people realize that this is bullshit? And then, even, like, the natives, the way that they were robbed, killed, and all of that shit, raped, the natives, they even have their own laws and their own land and their own, unit.
Mm-hmm.
But we were never allowed that.
Nope.
And even now, from the effects of slavery, our mentality is so twisted and fucked up. This one girl, this lady, I wish I remember her Instagram name because I got to shout her out. She said some shit that was so powerful. She was like, she said one of the worst things that happened to black people was integration. When they said they opened their doors and they allowed us to eat at their places and do the things that they did, said only thing they did was start us on a path that, to play a game that we wasn't meant to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that made us stop appreciating our own and start wanting to, be the best version of them that we could be.
Mm-hmm.
From the way that our women look now, to the way that our men perceive beauty, to how we judge success, to unity, to self-sufficiency, to supporting the black dollar, all of that shit. And at a certain time where we started to become conscious and all that pain and all that hurt brought us together, they did little shit like integration, public housing, welfare, all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's all divisive.
Definitely.
But people act like, oh, this is all just a coincidence. And black people are just born this way and they're just born evil. It's in their DNA. They're dumb. Okay. Sure.
Literally the exact opposite.
Sure.
We should all just get together and just take all of our stuff back.
Right.
Put them out of the country.
Right, man. It's insane to me, the logic behind some of this shit. It really, truly is. Anyway, let's talk about something lighter.
Something lighter. All right.
Sorry, man. I went on a 30-minute rant. There's just certain things that just get on my fucking nerves. And I have no tolerance for idiots. I have no tolerance for people that turn facts into opinions. That's the definition of stupid, if you ask me.
Right.
Like, if I was to say, we have on black shirts. No, I think mine's blue. And I believe yours is white. I mean, that's your opinion if you want to say it is black, but my opinion is that it's white. The fuck are you talking about?
You cannot opinionate a fact.
Right.
At all.
Like, it's your opinion that slavery has... What? So now it didn't exist? You know what? Change subject. I don't even want to talk about these idiots. People are complete fucking morons, man.
Okay. Since we're talking about change, let's just go with that. But on a lighter note. Okay. If you were given $100 million today, what would you do with it?
Oh, you killing me with that one. Well, the first thing I would do is put half of it away and never touch it. Mm-hmm. Put it in a situation where it's always going to accumulate money, whether that be a CD or whatever. Probably something that I can live off the interest, something like that. But the rest I would do is what Tyler Perry did, which he started doing a couple of $5 million movies. Mm-hmm. I would do that, find very, very decent scripts, and just go at it with those. Mm-hmm. I would do that with a couple of them. The rest, I would start a school, probably. Something that's different from the curriculum that they teach. Like, I'm not going to teach you a bunch of fucking algebraic equations. I'm not doing that. I'm going to teach you life skills. I'm going to teach you shit like how to open bank accounts, how to manage your taxes, how to do things that you need to know in this world.
Talk about APR.
How to write grants and all of that. Yeah, I want to teach that type of shit. And also, I would start a few startup businesses that are based on inventions that I've found, because that's how people make real money. That, and I would probably start an app too. Definitely,
because that's gonna make a lot of money.
Right, right. Because I got some ideas for apps. Yeah. What about you?
Have you ever shot them to anybody?
No, never.
No, you got to be careful. Somebody could take your idea and run with it.
I haven't put that much deep thought into them, but once I get everything out and just really, really, iron every wrinkle out of the situation, then I'll probably pitch it to someone. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, well, me, I got a bunch of ideas, but I'm just going to share a few.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to bless my family.
Okay.
Just pay off debt, build houses.
I forgot about that. I'm definitely going to put up some money for my son.
Throw some cars.
And my family.
Yeah. Throw some cars in there. If they got one that they like, I pay it off, all that kind of stuff. I would give some money to my church, because I go to a really good church, and it's a couple people in there I'd probably build a house for too.
Okay.
And then I would invest a good amount of it into, like you said, a really good interest bearing, some kind of savings account.
Right.
Just to capitalize on that. And then I would open something like a group home, but better. When we lived in Mississippi, my mom worked at this place called Sunnybrook Children's Home.
Okay.
And it was an office and like 5 or 6 houses. Okay. And what they would do is each house could house like up to 15 kids. And they would have like house parents, and they would provide all their clothes, their meals, like they get their hair done, like everything that they needed. And it was, even though it wasn't their original family, it still built a family structure for the kids that didn't have it. Nice. So I would put one in Sykes and one in Cape at first, and then branch out from there. And then what's something else I would do? I would call all the public schools and pay off negative lunch accounts and put a little extra money in there. I would definitely start a couple different businesses. I have some ideas for that. Okay. Probably buy the loan branch that my husband works at, because I wouldn't see him quitting his job. Yeah. Like, I'll just buy it for you. You can run it, kind of thing.
Nice.
Those would be about this, huh? In the first week or so. Yeah, I was talking to my mom about the children's home idea the other day. I was like, man, I just need to win the lottery so I can do it. But I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff I would do too. But that would all be within the first couple weeks.
Okay, cool. I forgot to say, I would definitely put up some money for my kid, and definitely put some money up for his mom and everybody in my family, to where if they ever had a situation where they really, really needed it, they can go get it. Also, I want to, like, to me, when it comes to real estate, I think if you're not focused on location and how many different units you can rent out or whatever, it just makes no sense to rent. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely try to find an apartment building or build one or some shit like that. So just to keep a steady flow of paper coming in. Right. And I'll probably let one of my family members work at that place. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That'd be dope.
Right. I mean, that's just off the head. I'm pretty sure I can think of some really, really dope ideas. Mm-hmm. And I know my music, I would definitely invest some money into my music to get it where it needs to be and get it heard, because I think it's really that good. I might put a link at the end of this video. Who knows? One of my videos that's kind of shameless pitch. I promote that.
Go for it.
Right, yeah. Little shameless plug. What's I have to say?
Should do your lots of commas video.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
Do that solo.
I like that one too. I listened to that one the other day.
Yeah. What else you got?
You had.
Oh, what was you saying about attraction?
Oh, like what makes people attractive?
Yeah.
I would think at first we all judge looks because you don't have anything else to go off of.
Okay, so what about looks, though?
What about looks?
I think, what's the general norm that
or most women
like? Like, what would you say?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Like every woman I know, tall, dark, and handsome.
You know what's so fucked up about that? I hear women say that shit all the time. Tall, dark, and handsome. What if a dude was like short, light skin, and some like females will erupt like, you like just light skinned women, you know what I mean?
I've never not talked to a guy because he wasn't tall, dark, and handsome. Right. I've talked to just dark and handsome, or just tall and dark, or just handsome. You don't want somebody that's shorter than you. That's kind of weird. I'm pretty short, so that would be like weird.
That's like a chick wanting a dude with a big ass booty and shit. Like, it's weird, big ass booty, hips, and
that would be weird. I think like little butts on guys are cute, but I don't want no big old butt.
Like for me, I think dudes are naturally attracted, and there was a study done on this too when it came to male babies. Like, they're attracted to women with bigger breasts, and that women that are softer and shit like that. And I think dudes are naturally just attracted to women that have a little more curves and, you know, they got more body and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I think that whole idea of a dude being attracted to some skinny chick is just nuts. I don't think that's natural. I think that's some learned shit. Because why the fuck would you want a chick that looks like, you know what I'm saying, like her body can be confused with a guy? That's weird. Mm-hmm. Especially those muscular chicks. Like, what the fuck is attractive about you? Mm-hmm. But
I know a muscular chick. She got body too, though. Mm-hmm. Like, she's real curvy. She's got a nice butt and boobs and all Instagram. Of that. I know what you're talking about. Probably. I can't think of her name right now. But she's like a really good combination of all the muscles.
Right, right, like a Serena Williams or something. Yeah. I see what you're saying. For me, like, because my son is 3, and anytime I go to any type of event, you know, that's involving kids, whether it's Halloween, trick-or-treating or whatever, I was just talking about this the other day, and I'm like, have you noticed that every single woman in here is big? Like, ain't no skinny women up in here. Mm-hmm. Like, who the fuck is knocking off all these big girls if people claim that don't nobody like them? And don't tell me that shit didn't happen from pregnancy, because I know what new fat look like. Mm-hmm. That ain't new fat. That's been sitting on you for a while. Yeah,
and usually baby fat be in
right. Right. Like, come on, man. I'm like, nah, man. Dudes are smashing these big girls, and that's just how it is. And anybody that think different, take your ass to a welfare officer. Take your ass to a preschool or something, or anywhere where they got kids at. Big girls is getting smashed at an alarming rate.
Alarming.
And I'm not saying
alarming though.
I'm not saying all women that are attractive are big girls. I'm saying men naturally like a woman that's softer, a woman that has curves. I just think that's natural. Regardless of her color or whatever, I just think that's natural. Like, you're not at a point in your life where you're looking for something to protect you. So you're not, like, women usually get with a dude that they can look at like, okay, this guy can protect me. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, a woman don't want a wimp.
Right.
Like those beta males, those real weak motherfuckers. Like, women don't want that shit.
Mm-mm. Unless they're trying to find somebody to control.
Right.
That's about the only time. I'm definitely
with you on that one. Now, mentality, when it comes to that, I think women that are able to step outside of their emotions and see the bigger picture are so damn sexy. Mm-hmm. I love a smart woman. I can't stand a dumb chick. I don't give a fuck how good you look. I don't give a fuck what you got going for yourself. If you're an idiot, I will always look at you at the corner of my eye like, no matter what, I'm not going to fucking stick with you and marry you. I might date you. I might like you for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. But if you're a dummy, I'm just like, I can't even have a conversation with you, man.
Right.
Have you ever been in that situation where we talking to somebody, you're like, you just stupid.
Yeah.
It ain't your fault. You definitely. Just dumb as hell.
Like, it's all right. But yeah.
You can't even help it. Something's wrong. It's just, there's nothing I can do about it.
Bless your heart. Definitely.
Right. And that happens all the time. What's your take on, like, people that have a bunch of tattoos?
I mean, I think it's fine. I don't really care one way or another. Mm-hmm. I don't dig face tattoos at all. Like, those people, I'm usually like, okay, what's wrong with you? Like, what possessed you to do that?
Right.
But especially, like, I don't know. What's that rapper with the rainbow hair? You got a bunch of random stuff.
Tech 9, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay, yeah. His tattoos on his face don't even have any meaning. They're just,
right.
Oh, I want an ice cream cone this day, or let me get 6ix9ine over here.
he said it means if he's looking at you and you're looking at him, the number is going to be 6'9". If you're looking at him or something like that, if you flip it around, it's 9'6". Doesn't matter, like your point of view or whatever, it's gonna be the same number. Some weird shit. It was something like that. But he was like the thought behind it was just like, no matter how people look at you, no matter how you're perceived, it's still gonna be the same thing. We're all the same. I'm like, okay, you reached with that one, but okay.
Yeah, that's a bit much, but okay.
So
I don't know. I've been like, to people with a lot of tattoos, and I've been like, oh, he's sexy with a lot of tattoos too. I think it just depends on how they carry themselves with it. So. Me
personally, my biggest thing is like when they got tattoos in like weird areas. What was that?
Sound like a motorbike or something.
Right. Got tattoos in weird areas, like. A chick, to me, if a chick got a bunch of ass tattoos, she can't be trusted. Like, bitch, you bent over in front of a stranger for hours and just to get tattoos, and you paid for it. I don't fuck out of it. I'm gonna respect you. What the fuck? Or like chicks that got like a bunch of dudes' names on them. Larry here, such and such here, Derek here. I'm like,
yeah, that's weird.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? And I don't like people that do typical tattoos, because to me, that says a lot about how you perceive yourself if you're just going to be just like everybody else. You know, like the typical, I got prayer hands here and I got a cross, and I got a flower here and butterfly. I'm like, all right, man. And I don't like tattoos when there's like just a bunch of shit everywhere. You know what I mean? Just like,
and no like bigger picture, yeah,
right,
yeah.
Just look like a bunch of bullshit. Like I like tattoos that have meaning, that like stand for something and shit like that. That's where I'm at with it. And plus, a lot of times, like I told you, I'm about mentality. A lot of times, the people that get tattoos, they just do it because they see other people do it. They don't do it because it has meaning. Now, if you're doing something for meaning, then I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not with that.
Yeah, a lot of times it's like, ooh, that looks cool. Let me go do it.
Right, I'm not, like, I know this.
That was my first tattoo. I was also 18 and young and dumb, but
I know this one girl, no lie. Every time she got a tattoo, she didn't pick it out. She was just like, I trust you, do something pretty. She got all type of shit all over her
I trust
shoulders.
you to put some extra permanent on me.
Right.
Okay.
This dude it was like a heart is right here on her chest, and there's a whole bunch of sun rays going up her neck and up here. She got a whole sleeve with a whole bunch of shit. It was just like random shit everywhere. A tiger, fucking flamingo, fucking snow, the fucking Care Bears. Like, it's just a bunch of shit. And you be like, you don't give no fuck about your body, do you? I guess. So, yeah, that's where I'm at when it comes to tattoos. I'm not knocking them. I actually love tattoo art. I think it's amazing. There's an Instagram page called Superb Tattoos. Man, the tattoos that are on there are amazing. They look like they're real life. That's how detailed they are. And I like dope. That. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. And I don't think people should get, like what you just said earlier about age and you being young. I don't think people should get tattoos at a certain age. Somebody told me one time that in Mississippi you can get a tattoo at 15.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I swear to God.
It's possible.
She told me, she was like, yeah, in Mississippi you can get a tattoo at 15. And I'm like, what? I wish a motherfucker would tat my 15-year-old.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I will fuck you up. Putting permanent shit on my fucking kid. What's wrong with you? Yeah, so that's my take on tattoos. And
that's
I don't like
super dope.
You on Superb? What is that? Is
it's
that
like
a
lion over the tree of life.
Yeah, they got some
dope.
shit, man. There's this one with the Joker. The bottom half is the Joker's face, and then it's got like the city of Gotham coming out of his head. That shit is crazy. It's super detailed.
Dope.
Yeah. Like, I'm big on that type of art. I love that. I just don't think you should be letting, David from down the street tattoo up in his house and shit like that. That's weird.
And just do something pretty. It better be free.
Right. And then people pay for that shit. Like, what? So you telling me you went to a place, bent your naked ass over, felt pain for hours, felt pain for hours, and you paid this motherfucker just so you can look like your favorite porn star. You're a fucking genius.
Right.
That's my whole take.
I think cover-up tattoo is really pretty. Like how breast cancer patients will go get their scars covered, or burn patients will get theirs covered.
That's
and then
dope.
there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
I like that.
My aunt did that. She had a tumor on her back, and now her name is Rose, and she put a big-ass rose on her back. It's nice. I like that.
That's cool.
That makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Don't just go and be like, 18, 19, go mark every fucking thing up. And then when you 25, 30, you're just like, man, I made mistakes. I just fucked up. Like this one girl, no lie. Story time. I was in L.A. and I was dating this girl from L.A. and she was just like, we were waiting for a movie. The movie didn't start for a while, so she stopped at a flea market. And she was just like, I'm about to get your name tattooed. I'm just like, you better fucking not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be faced with that burden. Fucking put that on you. My name ain't going to be put on you. What the hell's wrong with you? So then she was just like, no, for real. She thought I was kidding. I had to literally like grab both her arms, like, let's go. We're going to get the fuck out of here.
Whoa.
So then she was just laughing. So we leave or whatever. And we go to check out, some clothes, some hats. And I started watching this hat embroider because I wanted to buy one to do the my way shit. So while I'm doing that or whatever, turn around, she's gone. I'm like, I ain't think nothing of it. I'm still watching or whatever. I go to this other store. I'm thinking I'm finna just walk around and bump into her. Probably like 20 minutes later, I end up calling her. I'm like, where are you at? And she was just like, don't worry about where I'm at. And I could tell she's smiling. So I'm like, where are you at? She's like, don't worry about it. So I'm not even thinking that she's going to get the tattoo. I'm walking around. I'm like, where the fuck is this motherfucker at? So there's like this little wall. It's like a cubicle or whatever, a big cubicle. And I happened to look over and I'm like, that's her. And she getting a tattoo. And I look down, it's red. And I'm like, fuck. Her leg just in there bleeding and she looking up at me smiling and shit. But it was red ink. But she just thought it was the funniest shit ever. I'm like, you fucking bitch. Got my name tatted on her ankle. And she claimed no matter what, she ain't never removing it. I'm like, yo, you a fucking
And she get
crazy.
Cobra or codeine?
Cobra on her ankle. I gotta show it to you. I'll show it to you one day. I was just like,
that's
what
crazy.
the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
And the fact that she did it and you were like, no, don't do it. There's no way I'm going to be like, let me still go get it.
Right. Like, that's common
weird.
sense. Why would you do that? What is wrong with you, man? Are you crazy?
Maybe
At that point, I knew something was a little off with this motherfucker. So.
Me and my husband thought about getting each other's names tatted on us.
Right.
But, I don't know. I think it'd be dope.
See, that's different because you married.
I know. I know.
That's way different. I didn't even know her for a full year. Let me see at the time. I started talking to her maybe February and this shit happened. Yeah, it was like 7 months.
Whoa.
And she did that shit. And I was like, yo, something is seriously wrong with you. I was so
She
heated.
was in love.
Man, fuck all that. I straight left and walked outside, man, and just sat on the car like, I got to get away from this motherfucker. She nuts.
Definitely. That is a bit extreme.
Right. Like I've had women straight up tell me, I can't date you because you have no tattoos.
What?
I think tattoos are attractive. If men don't have no tattoos, that's weird. Gotcha.
It should be the opposite.
Gotcha. Okay. That lets me know what type of person you are. All right, cool.
Super shallow.
Exactly. Okay. Now, this topic right here was brought to me by a follower on Instagram. And she seems to think that this is a huge topic that I should discuss. And what is the deal with women that show Instagram and, I mean, let's just speak on Instagram. Instagram and Snapchat, fuck it. Show Instagram and Snapchat more attention than they show their dude. Or a guy that they like. What is the deal with that? I've experienced that firsthand, and it's like, if I'm in a long distance relationship and I just want to video chat you, I want to see your face, I want you to send me a picture, I want something. Mm-hmm. If that's something that I want, but you can't do that, but you can always find time to take pictures and do all that shit for Instagram and Snapchat, mm-hmm. What type of shit is that? Like, I see that shit all the time. People that you know, their relationship don't give them enough attention, I guess. So they just run to social media to get all those likes and comments to feel good about themselves.
I guess. I don't know. I've never been that person. I dated a guy one time that was like that, though. We always argued because it's like we're sitting here at dinner, we're on a date. And you're on Instagram. You're on Facebook. Like, I just want to talk to you. Can you put your phone down?
Crazy.
Like, constantly. For almost 2 years. I was like, I can't. Among all the other stuff. Because he was crazy. Yeah. But, I don't know.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You do.
The one that called me on some weirdo shit. Yeah. Don't be fucking calling me,
When I started dating my husband, he Facebook messaged him.
Dude, nuts,
it was
man.
Like, I just want you to know that me and Lily still see each other. And at the time, my husband, was my boyfriend at the time. I don't even know if we were official yet, but I was.
Her real name is Lily, by the way. Y'all know her as Bree Tyler.
Oh yeah, it is Lily.
Right.
But Ashton was at work. I was at his house, laying in his bed. He was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. Like,
that's crazy,
I don't know what that was about, but.
That's crazy, man. And at the time, I forgot what it was about, but I don't even want to dive into it, all the details. But dude just hit me up, was like, are you fucking my woman? The fuck are you talking about, nigga? You know
oh my god!
Like, man,
oh my god!
Like, man, I don't like that shit,
he
bro.
might run up on this video. I don't even care. He'll be alright. He
fucking
even hit one of my cousins up one time. It was like, are you seeing this? Yep. Are you seeing this person? And my cousin was like, I was in church when this happened to him. My cousin was like, who are you talking about? So he sent him a picture of me. My cousin went off. He snapped. He was like, that's literally blood. What are you talking about?
Crazy.
And he was like, do I need to ride down to Mississippi? Do I need to go handle this? I was like, I don't know if he's just trying to get my attention because he had been blocked from everything. Email, I had changed my phone number.
That's
it was blocked all kinds of ways, but
what the fuck you do to that boy?
I didn't do nothing to him. I may have made him a little more loony, but he was loony when I met him.
He was definitely on.
I was loony when I met him too.
That nigga tripping. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We're talking about tattoos and attraction.
Nah, you said it was something after that. How did you bring him up?
Him?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, what were we talking about?
And I said, I think I know who you're talking about.
And I say you do. God, what did I say before that? I hate that. I can always help other people remember what they were saying, but I can never remember what I was saying.
Right. Well, I'm drawing a blank too. I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about.
That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
So you do. I don't know.
Damn. So what else you got? I'm completely like, I'm miffed like a motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck.
What did you say before I brought that up?
I don't remember. Huh?
the girl said you can. Oh, you didn't have tattoos, and I said that was shallow.
Yeah.
And
we were talking about people on Instagram.
That's what in relationships. There we go.
More love to Instagram than their own relationship.
But yeah,
like I know this one girl, and she's gonna watch this podcast and say I'm talking shit about her. It's cool because she's done it before. But she's 32. She lives with her parents. She has no kids, no real responsibilities. All she does is go out and drink every fucking night and then and just worry about people on Instagram. I kid you not, man. It's almost like every celebrity's picture that I come across, you see her name pop up as somebody that liked it.
Really?
I'm like, what the? Hey, how do you find time to sit on
Is she
Instagram?
Addicted?
Yeah,
just scroll all day?
I think so.
Or just extra bored?
Right. But in her mentality, like, we took a break for a minute and we wasn't talking. And then out of nowhere, well, we took a break for a few months or whatever because we got into it because she's just a brat. But out of nowhere, she hit me with the, yeah, while we was on break or whatever, I was fucking this guy, whatever. I'm like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. So I don't think about you that seriously anyway. Because it's just over time, you just fall back. Mm-hmm. So talking to her, after a while, it was just like, dude, like she's the type of person that'll take something that you say, flip it, and turn it into something completely different. You be like, what's wrong with you, man? Mm-hmm. Like if I was to bring up, Galaxy S9 is the best camera. I mean, has the best camera on any phone or whatever. She'll be like, what you trying to say about my hair? Like, what?
Whoa.
What the fuck? What?
I didn't expect it to be that extreme. I thought you were going to say, like at least something about another electronic or something. I swear to God,
this girl told me one day that she mad at me because of some shit that she know I'm going to do in the future. Swear to God.
Okay, Miss Cleo. Like, what?
That's exactly what I said. I said, all right, fortune teller. Okay, you know every fucking thing. Like, she gonna tell me, why do you bash women? I seen your post where you're bashing women. I explained to her my post. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's not bashing women. Well, I know you, and I know one day you're gonna do it. So I don't like that.
So she's asking you why you do something.
What the fuck did I do in the future? What are you talking about? She was a little weird. Anyway, but this girl, like everything that about her opinion on everything comes from social media. It's almost like she has this idea of if it's on social media, if it's popular, I'm gonna think that way. No matter what the situation is. That's how I'm gonna think. Like she can be the biggest fucking Jay-Z fan today and be like, I only listen to rappers that's lyrical and that's talking about something, and that's just where I'm at with it. I'm different. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow, when everybody love Cardi B, yeah, I fuck with Cardi B. She popping. I mean, I don't care if she ain't the best rapper. She popping. Like that's the way she thinks. She has no real identity, and I can't take that type of shit seriously.
She needs to go to some soul searching retreats or something.
Yeah, man.
That's weird.
Like everything about her is just like crowd based and shit. But, I think a lot of that is just the influence of social media.
I think so. But that's something deeper too.
Right.
Gotta be something deeper.
Right.
But social media does have a big effect on people, especially when they don't know who they are and they don't have a true identity. Because I feel like that's something that you figure out. I don't know at what age I just knew who I was. But that's definitely something you have to grow into.
Right.
I was talking to my cousin about that yesterday, who went to the Judgment House in Minor. But
what the hell is the Judgment House?
It's this church. It's like a walkthrough play. Okay. And you walk from room to room, and it's like some kind of story. Like this one was about this family. The dad had just lost his job. He was an alcoholic and abusing the kids, and It goes into life choices about being a believer, and they have like a hell scene and a heaven scene and Judgment Day and all that kind of stuff. Right. And it's free. It was something cool to take them to, okay. But she's just always, I won't say worried about, but she thinks that friends are just so important. And I think at that age, I kind of, maybe a little before, she's a senior in high school. She's 17. But I was like, I literally told her, I said, you keep having all these run-ins with all these people because, number one, they're shallow. And number two, you figured out who you are. I said, and they don't. And I was like, I'm not saying give people a pass. Don't let people treat you any kind of way. But just walk away from it. Cut them off. Do what you got to do to stay who you are. Right. And she was like, that makes sense.
That affects people in a lot of different ways. I've had people that prejudge me just because I'm having a conversation on my page about something, and it could just be just back and forth banter, not even debating. And people be like, "Oh, you're arrogant," or "You're an asshole." Like, what did I say that was asshole-ish at all? I wasn't even judging or talking shit about anybody. I don't know. You just come off that way. Well, you just making shit up. I never said anything like that. But that type of shit comes from social media and conditioning. It's almost, and it goes to, cyberbullying and shit like that. How the fuck do you let somebody on the computer bully you, man? Right. That is the craziest shit ever. Yeah. I swear to God, it's some people when growing up that if I didn't want to fight them, ain't no press a button and the shit go away. This is real life. This is real bullying. Like, come on, cut it out. Turn the shit off. I'll be damned I'll be damned if my kid come to me saying, "Oh, they're bullying me online. Give me your motherfucking phone." Right. What is wrong with you? Right. Right. At a certain point, we got to start calling people idiots, yo. So, I just think this whole social idea of what's accepted and what's cool and what's not is just ludicrous. Right. Right. So, yeah. Back to the women, and the people that it's mostly women, because that's what you usually see is women that are on social media ass naked. Not saying that guys don't do it, but me personally, I don't look at guys, so I don't know. No.
It's nowhere near as bad. Like every now and again, I'll see it, and usually on Twitter, just random dick pics and videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, where did this come from? Delete, block. And usually it's like not even people that I'm following. Right. I guess it's like that sponsored stuff, but I'm
gonna be real with you. Most dudes that's gay, I block them anyway. It ain't nothing I got against gay people. I don't hate gay people, but I don't want to fucking see that shit. Plain simple. I don't want to see fucking naked dudes on my timeline. Right. And the way my Instagram usually works is like when people follow me, if I see the follower, I'm gonna follow back. Period. I just try to do that. And then after a while you just see the same shit over and over again. You just start unfollowing people like, fuck out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. So that's what I do. But when it comes to the way that women are perceived, I had made a post on my page. You want to play it? The last post that I made. And this is...
You don't got no copyrights in there, do you?
Nah, no music. Yeah, they tried to shut us down last time. We played the Lloyd Banks Jackpot song. Restart it. If you can.
Wait, hold on.
You might have to play another video or some weird shit. But yeah.
I have a question. Something that's been boggling my mind. I haven't been able to get over it.
Can you hear it?
Why every time on Instagram, Facebook or something, they show appreciation to a dark-skinned woman, she gotta be naked and oiled up with a mile-long weave. Why? Why is it the same for BBWs? What, a big woman can't be pretty? She can't be sexy? without being half naked or selling sex in some type of way, bent over or something like that. Why? Like, is that the only way y'all feel beautiful if you naked? I understand. I don't get it. All likes aren't created equal in the real world. You heard?
Yeah. That's what I'm at with. And, like, what's your take on that? How do you feel about that?
I think we all know that sex sells, and they see, I was working for this girl, so let me try it. And then it's just snowballs after that, and now it's everywhere. Right. But it's almost like they see it as a quick way to the top. Oh, I want a model, let me be naked. And that's not even what modeling is. Right. You have to be modeling something to be a model. I think a lot of it is low self-esteem. Right. Maybe they aren't getting that attention in real life. So they're like, well, let me dress it up and make it a little naked and I'll get the attention and the feedback that I'm looking for, even if it's negative.
See, my thing is, why don't they understand the difference between good attention and bad attention?
I think a lot of it is just, it's attention. It don't matter if it's negative or positive. Yeah.
Like, I know this one girl, she literally goes to like Victoria's Secret and all these different places and order these expensive panties and stuff like that just to take pictures every week. Like, she doesn't even make money like that, but she spends her bit of money on taking pictures every week just to feel, I guess it makes her feel better. And I know this other girl, she used to be kind of a good girl or whatever. She went through a breakup, and over time you can see her pictures get worse and worse and worse. Now she's selling videos, porn videos online, on mini vids. She's crazy. Selling them like $15, $20 a pop, just videos of her sucking dick and all type of shit. You like, damn. It fucked with you to that point that you just let it all go, like your self-respect and everything. It just dipped on you. How is that possible? Now, on the flip side, with some of them, what about the men, the ones that have men? What are you trying to accomplish? Your dude wants you. He don't give a shit about how popular you are or any of the other shit. Right. And there's women that go and get surgeries, damn near kill themselves for this. Is that not insanity?
And I don't see how their men are just okay with it either. Ashton would probably literally snatch me up. Right. And he would never put his hands on me. I know that. And he don't even like me joking about it. Right. But I just don't see how they're okay with it. Like, if my dress is a little too short or my shorts are a little too short, he'll be like, baby, you want something to cover up? Be like, nah, I'm good. He'll be like, okay. Right. But I don't know.
Like, why? I don't get it. What are you getting from that? And then I remember being young and thinking, like, the idea of dressing up is way different from my idea of dressing up. Mm-hmm. Like young going to clubs at first, it was like, oh, I'm finna get fly and wear the skimpiest shit I can think of, wear see-through shit, and basically just go to the club in some panties and a bra and be like, oh, I dressed up. I wanted to get dolled up and look good. It's like, how is that looking good? Like, as a man, all right, I'm going to look, I might like what I see because that's a woman. Mm-hmm. But I'm never going to put that in the category of, damn, I really want to date her. Like, she's somebody that I should approach with respect. Mm-hmm. Like, I might approach him like, damn, I'm going to hit that. Mm-hmm. Being younger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I think females have a problem with deciphering the difference between somebody that want to fuck and somebody that want to marry you. Mm-hmm. Somebody that want to have kids with you and somebody that just want to just have you as a fuck buddy. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know. Because when I say dress up, I'm gonna be dressed. First of all, you have to be dressed to dress up. But I mean, and I have this lacy crop top shirt that I've worn out
sexy.
before.
I get what you're saying.
But I had a bralette, like over my bra, like it wasn't just my bra showing. Right. And then I had on a super long maxi skirt, but it had splits up it. That's
ways of being sexy.
I never even do a double threat. Like, if I got cleavage showing, everything else is covered up. If I got on shorts, then everything else is covered up here.
Double
like, I
threat,
can't.
I like that.
Or a triple threat. Because some girls, they got boobs hanging out, coochie cutters, butt cheeks hanging out. I
it's
can't.
like that's
and it has nothing to do with being fat. Even if I was skinny, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know.
It's almost like, in their mind, they have no other way of feeling attractive. Mm-hmm. They feel ugly for real. Mm-hmm. Like, I've had situations where I like the girl and she's very pretty. She don't look as pretty as, she does when she's dolled up, of course. She look regular. But I just want to see her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm already dating you. I just want to see you video chat me. Let's video call or something like that. Like, we live hundreds of miles away. Like, I just want to see you today. Let's talk or something like that. Can't get it at all. Because she got to be dolled up. And the only time I can talk to her is if she's just leaving the club. Or if she just did a photo shoot for Instagram. It's like, what the fuck is this That's shit, crazy. Man? That's happened before several times.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it. You want to look good for your man. I get that.
Right.
But, my husband, before we got engaged, he lived in Kansas City for 6 months. We actually broke up, but we got back together. But every morning, about 6:45, 7 a.m., he was FaceTiming me. Right. I'm waking up, hair all over the face, all over the place, maybe some dry slob on my face. Hey, babe, what are you doing? Like, not even caring what I look like. Right. And he didn't care either. He just wanted to see me.
Dudes appreciate that. And at the end of the day, don't you want somebody that's going to love you for who you are?
Right.
What is that about? You just want somebody to love this fake facade that you put up, the waist trainer, the fucking the titties all painted, sitting up looking like a butt on your chest, the jawline looking all extra sharp, your nose all pointed and perfect and shit. Your eyes look like, oh my God, I just had some miraculous shadow coming out and just fade off into the distance. Eyebrows painted on, fucking wig on, all of that shit. You got to do all of that to feel like he wants you. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
And then they love to blame men. Men don't give a fuck. We gonna hit it regardless. We still gonna love your ass regardless.
I don't really know any man that really cares.
Right. Men don't really give a fuck about that. Women be doing that shit for themselves.
Definitely. I do all the time. Yeah. I could look like this every day and my husband will be perfectly fine.
You know what I love about you? You can come do the podcast looking like you do now. Mm-hmm. And then you can come do the podcast looking all dolled up and shit. It don't matter to you because it don't affect who you are as a woman. And that's dope to me.
Right. Oh, thank you.
Like, most women should think that way. And that's the reason why me and you became friends, because you were just very different from a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't have the energy for makeup. My hair been like this for almost 2 weeks.
Right. Your hair looks nice. I don't have a problem with your hair looks nice. But an old basic stupid broad might be like, she should have did her hair. I got lots of comments video, right? Mm-hmm. This girl that did the video, she usually wear her hair in like a natural fro. Mm-hmm. She got natural curly hair. It's really long or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so she decided she was going to do something different for the video. So she decided to straighten it. Now, this is Las Vegas. All right. And she ain't no small girl. All right. Mm-hmm. She started sweating. That hair started frizzing up and shit.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But it was still straight or whatever. Man, the shit that I heard from females, all black females, was like, she knows she could have did something with her hair. Why she ain't put no weave in it? She look a hot ass mess. Why you put her in your video?
She looked good.
Right.
Oh my God.
Why you put her in your video? And she's a makeup artist too. So her makeup was on point. Why you put her in your video? She just looked horrible. I'm like,
just because her hair was frizzy.
It's natural hair. What does that have to do with how pretty she is? Are you nuts?
Right. That's crazy. I didn't even know you got feedback like that because I thought she looked dope.
Man, it was. I had at least 8 girls tell me some shit about how she looked.
And if you would have never told me she straightened her hair and made it frizzy, I would have just thought she did a blowout on it. Because I wear my hair like that sometimes. Right. I just blow dry really good and wear it big and poofy.
Right.
But
see, it was all straight and flat to her head, but it's Vegas. It
natural
got hot.
Hair and humidity don't mix at all.
It got hot. It wasn't really humid though, but her sweating, it just got hot, and you know, before you knew it, like we was out there shooting in the desert. So I mean,
yeah.
It got fucked up, and I was just like, why the fuck do people think this way?
I don't know. Blame it on integration.
Probably would. Hey, no lie. You might be right, man. Like Malcolm X, getting that conch in his hair, which is a perm for y'all youngins, but getting that conch in his hair all that time, trying to straighten his hair so he can be acceptable by white men and women. Went to jail for 10 years. Got knowledge of self. Said, fuck that. What the fuck was I doing? I looked like a clown this whole time. And he did.
He did.
He did.
He looked weird.
But you got females walking around now that don't even know if they look like a clown or not because their whole perception of beauty is so tainted. Yeah, man.
And most of the time they do be looking like clowns.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's real.
Yeah, I don't know. Once I got old enough to do my own hair, I stopped getting relaxers. And my mama didn't know any better. She was a mixed girl whose mama didn't know what to do with her hair when she was little either. My mom was getting perms when she was little, and you could see her hair. You'd be like, what? Why? I could see why she would relax my hair, because sometimes I'd be wanting to relax it because it's so thick. And then back then we didn't really have products for our hairs in our hair in the early 90s. So that was the easiest thing to do.
And a lot of times, have you seen the movie Nappily Ever After?
I have. I just watched it.
What did you think about it?
I liked it a lot.
I loved that movie.
I liked it a lot.
Certain things that was that they, like certain scenes that they had in the movie, I was like, oh my God, finally. Finally, I'm not the only one saying this shit. And maybe I want more and more women to see that movie and just realize, like, you ain't got to just go shave all your shit off, but still, like, how do you put so much time and effort into this shit? Now you got all of this time to be more productive, to be a better mother, to be less stressed. You got more money in your pocket. All of that, if you just accept who you are, it's just that simple, man.
Exactly. I feel like if it takes them shaving it off, then they just need to go bald and start over. Man. Sometimes you need a fresh start, but it killed me because her mama was like in the house straightening her hair before her about to be fiance woke up in the morning.
That's crazy.
I was like, there is no way.
Right.
No way.
That sounds probably extreme to some people, but I guarantee some people do that type of shit.
I'm sure.
Like, I was actually dealing with this one girl that tried to hurry up and unwrap her hair in the middle of the night before I woke up and try to comb it, and just, I'm like, why are you doing that, man? I knew this one girl, no lie. She made this crazy shit that I ain't never seen nothing like it. She basically took some weave and put it, like, the tracks around and had these clamps, and the shit would go all the way down to her butt, but she would put it up under her hair, clamp it in, combing down and it be looking natural as fuck.
Yeah, clip-in extensions.
Yeah, and then like after I seen her take the shit off, I was like,
was she white?
She was black.
Huh.
I seen her take the shit off. I was like, what the fuck? She did it right there. I'm like, what the fuck? You just snatched the shit off like it was nothing. And then, like, ever since then, like, I was constantly trying to get her to just accept her natural beauty. Like, that was a constant thing for me. And her friends interpreted it to me trying to control her and tear her down. Just by saying shit like, why don't you wear your real hair? You're beautiful. Like, you don't need all that shit. Some women may feel like they need it, but you're next level pretty. You don't have to do that. That was what I was telling her. I never try to force her to do anything. I never try to do none of that shit. That's just where I was coming with it.
That's crazy. Oh, God.
What else you got? We haven't been in here for a while. So
it's like starting over almost. It's been too long.
Right.
Damn,
ear hurt.
I don't know. What's your favorite childhood memory?
That's a good one. I don't. It's weird because I remember it, but I don't. I know it happened for sure because I brought it up to my mom years later and she was like, how the fuck do you remember that? But I must have been like 3. And that was the first time I saw so many of my family members together. We were somewhere for my grandpa's birthday and I just remember being just like, damn, my family's cool. They're really cool. And I remember there was leaves on the ground, all of that. And it just was a very pretty day at the park. It was simple, but I just really, really remember just being happy as fuck as a little kid. I must have been maybe 3 or 4 years old, but I remember it vividly. I remember playing in the sandbox, you know, those big ass turtles, big green turtles, plastic, and they got the sand all in. I remember having so much fun. That's one. I remember this firework war that we did at my cousin Sheila's house. And I must have been maybe 11, 12. But I was so hyped. Like, the firework war was so lit. It was just so much going on. And like the older kids in the hood, they kept coming by and we was just tearing their ass up and they tear our ass up. It was just going on all night long, just a nonstop war.
We used to do that. I used to live down in Sunset in Sykeston, and it would always be the kids down the hill versus the kids up the hill, and it was so fun. It could be pouring down rain, and we still out there,
right, getting it in.
Yep.
That was a huge one. I remember being a kid, and I got my first, like, how do I explain it? I got my first computer, but it wasn't like the computers we see today. It was like it's like all about learning, one of those type of computers. But I was still happy as shit. I was like, man,
like a leapfrog computer or something like that.
Not really, but it was a little more advanced. It was it was a desktop, but it wasn't like, you know, you had like internet, all that shit. Like, you know, it was really, really cool. And I remember being so happy because I used to always go down to the library to get on the computer, like down the street or whatever. So I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, man. What's your worst childhood memory?
My worst?
Don't tell me about the R word. Something else.
Okay. We already talked about that.
Oh, we did?
It was my first memory ever. My mom and my brother's dad fighting, and me starting my book out with that. I guess because I was so young and it was my first, and it was like, okay, my first memory is super traumatic, and I think that's probably the worst.
My worst probably was I don't want to say my parents fighting. It probably was my dad going to jail. Remember that? Like, that was crazy. It shifted every fucking thing in my life. So yeah, man. Real world, real life issues. I forgot. I had something that I wanted to talk about. As y'all can tell, we didn't really plan this one out well. I had a lot of shit going on that pushed it back, and we were kind of rushing. So, yeah. And we haven't talked in a while, so we're kind of rusty a little bit. So we apologize. Also, I'm gonna say it again. I don't have Cash App yet, but I do have PayPal.
I got it.
You got Cash App? What's your Cash App?
Pretty sure it's Bree.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look and see.
Yeah. Cash App. Let us know how you feel about it. Instagram again at CODEANKONG.
It is
Codeine Kong.
It's BRIEBRE.
That's your.
That's my Cash App.
Hashtags? No, not hashtags, but
my
underscores.
cash tag.
Underscores, anything like that?
Just
okay.
BRIEBRE.
Yeah.
Cash tag.
Cash App,
I think that's what they call it.
Let's keep this thing going, man. We got to pay the bills right now. As I said before, we're doing it out of our pocket. So, yeah. It is what it is. The last time we did, or the last one that I posted was the one about domestic violence. And they did some crazy numbers. Did really, really well. I was shocked. I was like, man, that's crazy. That's the most downloads of all the ones before. And some like quadrupled that. So it was really, really cool.
It was. I cried.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, man.
I cried like a baby.
She just, man, she's very, very interesting, man. Very incredible girl. More power to Kiara. I'm gonna have to bring her back on here. Yo, another subject. What do you prefer, Instagram or Facebook?
Neither. If I had to pick, I would say Facebook because that's how I keep in contact with a lot of my family members, especially the older ones. But I guess it'd be Facebook if I had to pick. I
would say it's weird because I used to really like Facebook, and Facebook is still king over everything. But I get tired of seeing the same shit down my timeline. Bunch of chick talking about something. If you ain't sucking dick right, then something. Dude, like if she fucking on, oh my God.
There usually is a lot of that.
Yeah,
I'm real good at. I edit my feed all the time. I unfollow people. I delete them. You could even hide stuff like this on there or something like that. So yeah, most of it is pictures of my little cousins and my aunt excited because she got like 400 vacation hours built up at work. It's like she's been working there for like 30 years though. But I edit the heck out of my feed, and then it's like that, and then maybe some makeup artists that I like, and
man, I can't stand a chick that's pregnant. Oh, she gotta talk about every little thing. Yeah, the baby kicked me this morning, woke me up.
3 days pregnant. Look at my bump.
Yeah. And then you know what it was? I can't stand the chicks that be like 400 pounds talking about checking my baby bump. Bitch, where?
Like that gut was there before.
Right. Stop lying. Knock it off. And then the ones that's like, this me and my baby don't need nobody. Some. Like,
I know. Yeah. It's a whole lot of that.
That gets on my fucking nerves, man. And Instagram is just pretty much, you go through pictures, you say what you say. And a lot of times when I got a lot of followers, so a lot of times it's just the community of people just willing to have a conversation with you about the certain subject. So I'm cool with that. But when it comes to just all of the just nudity and all the fuck shit and just trolling. I don't have time for it.
Yeah. I feel like some people troll for a living.
Oh yeah, man. They do.
There was one guy on one of your posts I had to say something to. I normally just read them and go on about my business.
One that said, whatever. Don't worry about him, low-key just trolling.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, man. It almost makes you wonder, like, are people really this stupid or are they just making this up for attention? Like, it's hard to tell. So
right.
This one dude, he's Mexican. But he loves Donald Trump. And yeah, he's Mexican, but he loves Donald Trump. And he'll argue with anybody that Donald Trump is the greatest president ever and all this shit. I'm like, dude, at some point you gotta be like, nah, bro, you trolling. Ain't no way you believe that.
Right.
Ain't no way you believe the shit that you're saying right now.
I know some Mexican people that voted for him simply off the strength that Hillary was pro-choice when it comes to abortion. And I'm like, really, y'all?
Right.
Now he about to try to build a wall and keep all your family members out.
Right.
Like,
or deport your ass.
Or deport you. Like right.
Yeah.
Or your parents. Because some of their parents aren't even, they have visas, but they aren't citizens. Right. But
have you ever seen the show Jane the Virgin?
I have. Yeah, I love that show.
That part when Abuela was about to get deported. That's I mean, like, man, could you imagine?
Like, they can't send Abuela away.
Right. Could you imagine motherfuckers just come and say, look, Granny, you gotta go. Like, what? The fuck?
Right.
That's another bullshit law.
I was just about to say that. It's like everybody, well, not everybody, but all the white people at minimum, they're all from different countries. Mm-hmm. They were not here. Right. They were immigrants.
Right.
And now you're going to try to make a law and all these different laws to keep people out when you did that. Like, that's why you're here. And then Trump's wife is an immigrant. Exactly. Just stupid.
I used to work in Foxborough at the Patriots games and like we used to have to get credit cards for not credit cards, but IDs for Bank of America so a person can fill out an application. So I would see at least half of them. The IDs came from Canada. Mm-hmm. At least half. And they'll just come over, go to a game and go back. Like it's nothing. Like, and they cross the border all the time with no problems. Right. But the second a person try to come in from Mexico, it's an issue. Right. That's crazy.
It is.
If that ain't
you can build a Canadian wall too.
If that ain't white privilege, man, I don't know what is, man. That's bullshit. And it is. But back to the whole Facebook thing. A lot of the times, I just get annoyed and I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't even have to make a conscious effort to just let Facebook go before I'm just like, damn, I haven't been on Facebook in weeks. Mm-hmm. It's because it gets on my fucking nerves. Yeah. It's like people are learning backwards. Mm-hmm. Information is just information. No matter if it's positive or negative, it's information. Before a long time, like let's say we dove into learning how people put that fragrance in a fucking can like that. Mm-hmm. That's educating yourself to learn more. Now, if somebody was teaching you, that the earth is flat, then that's not education. That's just backwards learning. What the fuck is that?
Right. Like, we already learned that it isn't. Why are we talking about it again?
Right. But you got people absorbing information at an alarming rate. They're taking in more stupidity than they're taking in shit that's actually positive. Mm-hmm. The fuck? Yeah. And I think we'll leave it there. This is Cobra Joe. And this is Bree Tyler. And you're listening to the Blacc Room. Yeah.
Salute you.